and welcome back to another episode of the Tailgate Show. I'm AirJar54, Jeremy Kramer. How are you today? Bears win 25-24. Let's see if we can stretch this victory week out. It's called a victory bye week. Let's enjoy that. Just a few thoughts from the game. 3 turnovers early by the defense. And really Kevin Byard, who I have given shit on here multiple times. He has really been the tone setter the last 2 games. Clean, hard hits on the sideline. I think he laid a receiver out pretty good early in the first quarter. He baits 2 interceptions out of Geno. Geno, the turnover machino. Gotta love that. Both athletic interceptions. Tyreek gets one to start the third quarter. Had that ball been thrown better, he doesn't get there, but it wasn't because Geno Smith is Geno Smith. So, anyway, you come away with 9 points in the first half. Not ideal. Just not ideal. You had to multiple times in the red zone. Just couldn't get anything done. In the plus, well, not necessarily red zone, but the plus territory over the 50. And your defense is setting you up as best they can because they can't stop the run. There is nobody coming through that door to stop the run. That is for damn sure. I mean, Big Bill did get the turnover in the fumble on 4th down, but that was early in the game. But our linebackers, God bless them, they take terrible angles and block themselves. You can watch it in real time. They get caught in the wash more than once, and it's both of them. It's Noah Sewell and it's Tremaine Edmonds, where they're too aggressive. They bite down, and once they bite down, the defensive ends and tackles aren't strong enough to hold the edge. Because one of Jenny's runs, I'm thinking it might have been the second half too, where it happens again. It happens a lot in the game. If you watch the game, you're going to see the linebackers jump up into gaps, but they're not the right ones. And it's like, oh, well, you just blocked yourself. Great. That shit's got to stop. Anyway, on one of the runs, Brisker actually sets a good edge. And they cut up underneath him, but there's nobody there because the linebackers have taken an inside move, and it's over. And Dio tries to cut in on the inside, and he can't get there, and you can't have that. So I think there is some scheme that can be coached up there. Just a little bit, just a touch. We miss TJ Edwards, that is for sure. A healthy TJ Edwards, I think, makes a difference on this defense. I also miss Kyler Gordon. I think we forget how good he is at knifing through blocks and making running the ball very difficult. Will he ever play? I don't know. I don't know why you didn't. I mean, you could have set him on IR for 4 weeks, and he could have rehabbed and still been a part of the team, but instead, you kind of wasted a roster spot on him for 4 weeks, which sucks since you just paid him. But, all right, that's enough of the defensive bitching about the first half. Offense, God. At one point, I tweet out, it's like, isn't it time for Ozzie Trapillo? Because what Benedict on the right side with Jones on the left wasn't working. It was ugly. And Maxx Crosby's a stud. He's everything we paid Montez Sweat to be, and he's not. Trade for that guy immediately. Get that guy out of Vegas if you can. I doubt he'll go anywhere because I feel like he's pretty loyal to that whole thing. So, but yeah, get that guy. That's a game wrecker. That's a guy that every defense wishes they had. And we don't have that guy. So, anyway. Trapillo comes in. I'm like, oh, look, Trapillo's in. And then they move, and I didn't realize where Benedict went. And somebody's like, Benedict's on the left side. It's like, nuh-uh, no way. And sure as shit, he played left. And it sure seemed like something clicked a little bit. Nothing great, nothing spectacular, but something changed. They started running the ball on the left side. And it worked. And I was like, oh, hey. Look at that. So the overwhelming feeling, I've rewatched the second half today just to kind of confirm what I thought I saw. Ozzy's not ready. I'm sorry. Maxx Crosby lined up over him and took his lunch money, and they were doing everything from pulling Tooney to come over to assist, to trying to pull Komet across the line to assist, and then even lining Komet up. He got hit like 4 times on one play, and it still didn't go anywhere. So, Crosby stud. Trapillo's hands aren't ready. Ozzy tries to get hands on Crosby a couple of times, and Crosby just bitch slaps him. Bitch slaps his hands down like, nope, you ain't it, son. Although he does get a stonewall, and there are people on YouTube and shit. There's Ozzy Trapillo, great, blah, blah, blah. It's like, no. He wasn't the one that you should be looking at. Not yet. Promising that he stood up to it. He's not ready. He's just not. So, come on back, Mr. Wright. We need you. But yeah, I think Theo Benedict, Canadian Eagle, that guy played really well on the left side, and I think he found a left tackle, which is great. Because you notice, like, that last drive, they went left behind Tooney and Benedict. And even Drew Dahlman, who I gave shit to in the first half, because he's getting thrown around too much. If they line a guy over the top of him, he gets out of position too easily. Or he was getting out of position too easily. Now, later in the game, as a matter of fact, on the Swift touchdown, you actually see him hit the second level, get to that linebacker. And it doesn't seem like it's a big deal until you saw the play, like 3 plays earlier, where he didn't get to the linebacker and didn't get to the second level. And I think it was, I don't know if that was Swift or if that was Menungai. I think it was a Menungai, who by the way needs to carry the ball way more. Call Menungai. Get that kid the rock. He picked up some blitzes. He's starting to really, there are some good signs out of him. But anyway, moral of the story, linebacker comes across, center can't get to him. He makes a tackle behind the line of scrimmage, pushes us back into negative territory. And it's all because you can't get there because your center is getting kind of manhandled. So, but he does get there on the Swift touchdown. He does get that guy walled off. And it's the difference between a win and a loss, at least offensively on that one. I mean, let's talk about the real hero. It's Josh Blackwell. I watched the extra points too, just to see if Blackwell and those guys were blowing smoke out their ass about having a little something about getting close on kicks. He damn near gets an extra point. I think it's after the Genty pass touchdown. He comes off the edge real hard, hits his spots perfect, and he about gets it with one hand. He doesn't have 2 hands out, which the photo you'll see on this is going to be that. It's going to be the picture of him stretched out, because that's balls out awesome. That guy, good sign. That was a good signing. We give you the thumbs up on that, Ryan Poles. I'm Caleb's got to quit throwing hospital balls in the first half. There, I said it. It's not popular. He's throwing a few hospital. Cole gets decked on his first target. And I mean, he gets it right. I think he cracked a rib. I would be shocked if he didn't crack a rib. And Cole had a terrible game. Call it what it was. I think that affected him. He jumped off sides 3 times, which is not anything new as a Bears fan. We've seen that. The snap, Caleb has to handle it. It was low. Another Drew Dahlman. He throws back a fastball, and Caleb's not ready for it. And it is low, but like I said, this is a breakdown from the ADHD kid, it seems like. So pardon me. But I'm just trying to go through my brain and think about... honest to God, I don't know how we won that other than the turnovers. And quietly, Tyreek Stevenson, he's showing some cornerback 1 shit. Not a lot, but enough. He's causing turnovers. He's getting his hands on balls. Pause. He's doing small things, enough that other players realize, like you saw Genty, he makes a tackle on Genty, and Genty's looking at him like, you ain't getting me like you got that other guy. So that tells me, hey, they watched the tape. B, they know what he's capable of. So that's another thing that coaches have to work on. You'd be like, you can't get snuck up from behind because he will take the ball away from you. So Tyreek Stevenson, he's going to get his redemption arc, and everybody's going to talk about it. He's going to get his chance against Washington. That's a beatable Washington team now. I wouldn't have thought that maybe 2 weeks ago, but I think you're getting, in 2 weeks, you might get Jaden Daniels back, which will make a difference. But that's a beatable team. Atlanta put it on them. And I mean put it on them. So if you get your left tackle situated, which it looks like you might, you got Tierney there. If Dahlman can be more consistent, he's got to be more consistent at the point of attack. He's got to get the ball away, get his ass down, and quit getting thrown. He's got to get himself in a good base. Sometimes he doesn't, and it just shows. Which he's going to give up weight, and he's going to give up strength to most guys head up over him, because they're going to be like 3 bills plus and ripped, because that's just kind of what that position is. See Andrew Billingsley and copy and paste. But there's hope. There is hope. Which after losing by 50 to the fucking Lions, I did not have hope. So overall, just bullet points. I think Bennett's your left tackle going forward. I don't see any reason to bring Braxton back unless there's injury. And I feel bad for Braxton, but he's not getting it done. It's time to make the Monangai switch. He needs to carry the ball more. He hits the hole harder. He sees it and hits it. He doesn't do his little dancing. He just goes. Like I said, the only reason you don't make that move is if he's not good in pass pro, but he's gotten better. So Caleb's got to quit throwing hospital balls. He's got to get the ball down, because he did that. He's done that a couple of times. Oh, one other thing. I will take note that whenever it was time to run the ball, you didn't see DJ very much during run play. At least I didn't feel like he did. I felt like you saw a lot of LB3 and Zacchaeus OZ. So, and I know there are trick plays that involve that, but I also know that it seems like a higher percentage of the plays when those guys are on the field, they're going to run the football, which says something about their blocking skills. So for a guy that was really got shit on a lot for his effort in the blocking game. Seems like they trust Luther Burden to get it done. And Zacchaeus just continues to be a pro, just a good pro. I don't know. I think we got him for 1 year. I would venture to say that he comes back next year just based on the early return on investment. He's played well. So, like, comment, subscribe. Hey, there's a hype button maybe? Let's get hype, yo. Let's get hype. Anyway, have a great day. Bear down. Enjoy what appears to be, and it definitely is, a victory bye week. Take it easy. Kick back. Stress-free week. And you get to talk shit. Doesn't get much better than that. Go Bears. Talk to you later.